Hi friends, I am Anil. Welcome to my channel Computer Basics. Today we are going to discuss one example of the looping. The example is summation of n numbers. Now we will enter n value, whether it is 5 or 10 or any number, and 1 to that number it will be added and it will be displayed. So let us discuss this example. For this, to solve this problem, we will go according to our 5-step logic: input, output, algorithm, pseudocode, code. So, step 1, input. What is the input to the program? Only the value of n, whether it is 10 or 15, it is value of n. Okay. Now, after input, what is the output? Sum of 1 to n. This output I need. Now let us go for algorithm. Now in algorithm, the step 1 is, first I have to declare some variables. Okay. So if you are going for C language, you have to declare at the starting point. If you are going for C, C++, Java, Python, anywhere you can declare. So in algorithm, I am declaring initially only. I need a value of n. I need a loop control variable I. I need a variable to store the value of sum. Now initialize I to 1, sum to 0. Step 3, input the value of n. Now step 4, we can calculate the sum in two ways: by applying the formula n into n plus 1 by 2, or else by adding from 1 to that number sequentially. So I will take the second one. I will take the so I will calculate the sum by adding 1 by 1 number to by adding 1 by 1 number. So for I is equal to 1 to n, I told you to control the loop one variable is required, so I have declared for I equal to 1 to n, sum is equal to sum plus I. So n will be a constant value, 10 or 15, what is that? I value will vary from 1 to that number, and it will be going on adding in sum, whose initial value is 0. Okay. Now last step, display the result. Display sum. Okay. So algorithm finished. Let us go for C program. I will not say it program, I will say it pseudocode. Why? Because pseudocode. I will not write the format. That's why I am telling pseudocode. So step by step we will go. Declaration int n I sum. Initialization I is equal to 1, sum is equal to 0. Input the value of n. So in C language, to input we have scanf function, scanf %d ampersand n. before the scanf, if you want to give some message, you can give printf enter value of 1. After entering the value of 1, here I have taken a loop. In algorithm, I have taken for loop. You can take any loop, while, do while, for any loop. So I will take while I less than equal to 10. Already I is initialized to 1. Now I will run up to 10. Okay, what is the task? Sum equal to sum plus I. Each time sum will be added to I will be added to sum. Okay, now I will be incremented. Here what happens, initially I value is 1, so 1 is added to 0. Now sum is 1, then I equal to 2, condition true, so sum equal to previous value 1 plus 2, it is 3. I value becomes 3, 3 condition true, less than 10, so previous value is 3 plus 3, 6, I value becomes 4. Like that it will come. Okay, I told you I will take the second one, I will add 1 by 1 element. You can take directly the formula n into n plus 1 by 2. If you are taking the formula, loop is not required, so that's why I have taken this one. Final step, fifth step, display. So printf summation is equal to % d sum. So this is the program. Just to put the frame, void main include stdio.h, void main opening curly bracket, here closing curly bracket. Then the pseudo code will be converted to your program. Now what is in C++? I am not writing detail because C++ also it is the same. Only the difference is this printf will be C out, scanf will be C in. These are same, no change. Again printf will be C out. That will be C++ code. Okay. Now after C++, let us discuss Java. In Java, the input statement will be somewhat changed. What is changed? Already we have discussed. In place of Java, so in place of printf scanf, what we have? In place of printf, we have system dot out dot println. What is that? Enter n. Okay. Now scanf is not there in Java. In place of scanf, scanner class is there. So scanner sc is equal to new scanner system.in. Okay. Now sc object is created. To enter the value of n is equal to sc dot next int. It is the input statement for Java program. After that, again here in place of printf, it will be SOP, system.out.println. %d will not be there. In place of comma, plus will be there. That's it. Now the total code is converted to Java code. Okay, only input will be changed. C, C plus C input is different, C plus plus input is different, Java input is different. That's the change. Other things are as it is. Okay. Now when you are coming to Python, remember one thing, C plus plus Java, initial declaration is not required. Anywhere you can declare. Okay. If you are declaring also, it is not wrong. Okay. Now let us go for Python. Now in Python, no declaration required because Java is taking automatic, Python is taking automatically. Now logic will not be changed, logic will be same. So here what happened, I will take, sum I will take, okay, then I have to input n value. To input I have to write int, then input function. Input function receive data from keyboard. So to consider it as integer input, I am taking int. It is explicit typecasting. Okay. After inputting this one, you take while or for. Do while is not there in Python. So if you are taking while, no problem. Take. Just put the syntax of Python. In Python, curly bracket is not there. It is recognized by indentation. Before inputting, if you are giving some output statement like printf, you can give here print, double quote, all single quote, enter n if you need. Okay, then with proper indentation, while I less than equal to 10 colon, okay, then indentation sum equal to sum plus I plus plus. Okay, here in place of printf SOP, it is print. So see, if you understand the first three steps up to algorithm, how much easy it is to convert it into some language. Okay, I have taken it in while loop. You can take it in for loop. For loop in Python syntax is something different. You will not write I equal to 1, I less than 10, I plus plus. Directly you will write for I in range 10. That range is of 3 types you can give. So if you enter only in for loop, then it will be another class. So overall I am telling, you can take any loop, you can take for, while, do while. In Python do while is not there. So if you understand up to this much, then whatever the programming language is, whether it is C, C++, Java, Python, that is not a matter. Understanding the problem is the problem. Okay, if you are understanding the problem thoroughly, if your homework is correct up to algorithm, then here there is no problem. Whether it is C, C++, Java, Python, it will continue up to some range. After that, when object-oriented concept will enter, then it will be different. So in this video, this much, I will tell you, if programming language is in your course, and or if you are interested to learn programming language, subscribe my channel. Definitely in each video you will get something new, and not only this one, gradually we will enter into C, C++, Java, Python in all the languages. So when it will be differentiated, I will take different class. Till now all the programming languages are behaving same, so I am taking in one video only. When they will behave differently, I will take different classes. Okay, for this class, this is the thing. Bye.